Hello, CSI Golden Eagles. Welcome to episode 49, of the Knowledge Nest. Today we're going to be talking about search engine algorithms and how they impact the data that you look at. This is the third week of the beginning of the fourth week of January. And so it's a good time to review how to research, because a lot of you are going to be looking at articles and looking at search engines and databases. And we're going to also talk about kind of the difference between databases and search engines and why that's important. So this is a comic that was provided under the CC by NC Share Alike license from the Project Information Literacy. And it talks about how data is collected from a wide range of sources and then organized into various categories. And then these machines, these algorithms, think of them as mathematical functions, are triggered whenever we search for things. And so it analyzes not only the data that it has collected previously, but also the data it has collected about us. And so, for instance, if you use Google, it will use all the Chrome data, all of the sites that you've gone to, all of the things you've interacted with on sites that it can track and it has received from other parties. And then it will say, these are the search results that this person probably wants to look at. Or these are the search results that others like them have wanted to see. Or these are the ones that we've had most frequent interactions with in general, if they don't have much data about you and a particular topic. And so it tends to encourage the ideas that you have already or the ideas that others like you have. And it provides an excellent way to be compatible with those of like views, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's giving you all the information. It's giving you what you're searching for, essentially. That's why it's called a search engine. And it was meant to analyze data from its resources and from you and put those together in so you can find what you're looking for. Search engines were designed to help people access consumer materials and find what they're looking for to purchase or to look at as a consumer, not necessarily as a researcher. And that is why it was meant to show you what you're looking for, because it's meant to give you a product that you desire. When it comes to information, and if you think of information as a product, then that can be kind of a dangerous thing. And it creates some sort of a black box. And that means basically a machine or a process or an entity that you don't really know exactly how it works, but you take its decisions for granted if you don't analyze them enough. And with the creation of artificial intelligence that further uses algorithms, that can be algorithm upon algorithm upon algorithm, which amplifies the bias that you have regarding a particular topic. The information systems that we all depend on are shaped by a technological culture. Again, this consumer culture. We want to have technology. We want to have a lot of technology and advances in our uses. However, we don't necessarily have information literacy to temper the things that technology gives us. And so we need to trust to an extent what search engines give us, but also corroborate that with other materials. And that's where databases come in. This is provided by Reynolds Community College under a open license, and it talks about the fact that databases are different than search engines. Again, search engines were created, or the open web, to promote popular websites, commercial materials, and things that you're looking for. The databases, library databases, and academic databases, journal articles, they're intended to give you the metadata that most fully fulfills your query. It's different. It's not biased by algorithms. It's determined by the metadata you give it and the metadata that are in the articles it has access to. In the scientific terms and academic terms, databases are much better sources than search engines. Essentially, once something is on the web, it's on a search engine. That's not the case with a database. It has to have peer review. It has to have a certain level of quality. All of the material in a database, whether that's raw data or secondary or tertiary analysis, is evaluated for accuracy, credibility, methodology, etc. And this site has by Reynolds has a wide range of materials. And there's also a PDF, a file. You can see the attribution here. And it goes right here over the library databases, kind of the textual thing. But here's the table that is on this. And this is a really helpful page to look at. It reduced it down to a single page. I would encourage you to go to this QR code and find this page and maybe save this bottom page because it is really good description. Brown University also has a good page on that. Really nice. And further talking about this topic is Misinfo Day. So this is for educators and librarians, but there are also other resources that you can look at for students. It's provided by the University of Washington, the Center for an Informed Public. And there's also a little game called Loki's Loop that talks about misinformation and what you should be doing to make sure that what you're finding is accurate. I want to reinforce the idea that search engines are useful things. You can use search engines to find materials on websites. If you limit them to a specific website, if you use advanced search, Boolean words, if you're aware of where your information is coming from and what sites, what organizations the sites are associated with, if you look out for ads and don't really click on the ads, if you look for things that have been at least selected by a unbiased algorithm, look at the data that's being collected about you, moderate that, keep your eyes open. You can use search engines for a lot of topics, but when it comes to information, kind of like generative AI tools, take what it gives you with a heavy block of salt and research things in databases and other reliable sources to at least corroborate what the search engine resources are telling you. So I hope that this was a useful discussion on algorithms and search engines, and I will see you next week here on The Knowledge Nest.